Hi, good evening and welcome to THFC Till I Die. I'm just wondering what's happening below me. It looks like we've gone on a magical mystery tour with the bus driver.
Magic carpet ride.
Oh yeah, it's the Godfather. It's the Godfather going around look and see if all Spurs fans are behaving themselves after the
He's driving to Italy to see if he can bring Winks back.
He's looking for a new striker.
Yeah, that's
hey lads, it's audio only. I'm driving here at the minute.
He's scouting out our new striker in Ireland.
Yes. Anyway,
one that can actually finish.
Yes, anyway, well,
So
welcome
good to the game tonight. Was it? What was it like? I only saw about 10 minutes of it.
Okay.
To be fair, I don't think we played that bad. It's a good.
No, we played good.
It's a good point away from home. That put it that way.
Yeah.
So
We should have really won.
Few missed chances, wasn't there?
So many
Yeah,
missed chances.
We did miss chances, but you know,
And not a lot on target either.
no. That's very true. But anyway, good evening and welcome to this post-match show as we did digest the 0-0 draw away to Frankfurt in Germany, where I think it's a good point away from home. Personally, we should have won 3 or 4-0, but a point is a point. We're still well in the group. We're third in the group. And Ellie, how are you this evening?
I'm very well, thank you. I've just got a little bit of a sore throat from shouting a lot.
Yeah.
It was one of those games that, you know, if only we put a few chances away, it would have put a whole new perspective on things, and people would have said, "Oh, we played great." Because we didn't finish our chances, everybody sort of, all the ones on Twitter I've seen and on other shows so far, they're saying, "Oh, we didn't play that well." I thought we played very well. Just in the final third, we just couldn't finish.
No, just couldn't finish at all. And Shamu, how are you this evening? What did you think of the game?
It was all right, quite cagey. We started well, and then we just let them into the game, and we gave a lot of their players way too much space and time on the ball. And we're just lucky that they were also quite poor up top, and Lloris saved their one chance.
Yeah.
Well, they had two, but they put it over the top. But you know, we also didn't put any on target.
And Chris, what did you think of the game while you were on the metro on the way back home?
A better performance on Saturday. We should have took our chances though, but it's all to do at the stadium next week. But apart from that, much more consistent performance.
Yeah, I say so. And you, Philip, the last 10 minutes of it?
Can't complain.
No. What did you think of the last 10 minutes?
I'll tell you, the way I was watching it, I was playing in the pub. The TV was on screen. It was BT. They were flashing from match to match. You know, so I was watching bits of it. So I saw Sessegnon giving Son a good chance there right at the end. He put it wide.
Yeah.
And so Harry Kane efforts going wide. But every time they showed the match, you seemed to be Spurs having the ball, you know. So we seemed to be, you know, I wasn't that worried when I saw that coming up because we obviously dominated possession. Maybe we didn't, but it looked like we did.
Well, we sort of did. Well, he went with the same side that lost to Arsenal. The same formation, same side. So I think it's a case of, you know, look, you need to prove to me you're worth your place. We've got to welcome a few people in. Big up Lisa, she says. Miss
Yay.
Champions FC.
Big up, Lisa.
Big up Lisa, she says. Big up Dermot, Queen Ellie, Shamu, and Philip, and Chris, she says. And we've got
Yay.
Kev Williams in tonight.
Surely,
Big up
Chris.
Kev Williams. Good evening, everyone. We have 2 home games in the Champions League to take the group. I'm confident. Yeah, look, so am I. So am I. I'm very confident.
Marseille got taken apart tonight, or not Marseille, Sporting Lisbon got taken apart.
Their keeper took them apart.
Yeah.
Did you see the goalkeeper fouling up for the equaliser? Oh my God.
You know,
it's like watching Lloris in 10 years.
Yeah, can you not do that against us? Could you have not done that against us, for God's sake?
Exactly. Then they took off Marcus Edwards. They took off Marcus Edwards as well to that new goalkeeper on, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good. And we've got a new, if you would like to donate to the channel, this is the PayPal, our new PayPal account. Yeah, just press on the link. And look, I know times are hard out there. We love your company. We love you in the chat. But if you do donate, it does help with the channel. It does help us get better equipment, better guests, and other things to make this a better channel as we try to reach 1,000. So if you can, even a euro, we'd be all very grateful. So the link is there at the top of the thing. And also, if you want to become a Patreon member as well, the link for that is on the YouTube channel, and there's 3 different levels. I will be changing the prices of the levels in the next few days to make it a bit more affordable for everyone to become a member.
Good.
And also changing the names. I'll be talking with Ellie, thinking up new names and new ways of making it interesting. So we will be doing that in the next few days as well. We've got a few more in here. We've got Lisa saying, I miss Kulusevski. He could have made a real difference tonight, but I agree with Kev. I'm pretty confident with the home games. Yeah, I am too. And JC saying, evening all, how are we all keeping? Well, I'm happy. Phil's happy because he's just on his Ringo Star and now he's on his way back home.
I have a 2-hour drive ahead of me now, so I'm not that happy.
Oh, we'll keep you company for some of the way anyway.
I'll stay on as long as the signal stays up. You know?
Philip is always on there to have you on. So, and we've got Chris. You're all right, aren't you, Chris, for JC?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. Happy with the point, but would have been even better with 3.
Yeah, that's right. And Shimu's always happy. Not when asking Shimu. Shimu's always chilled out and happy, sitting up there in the corner. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's been hanging around with the VAR a bit too much.
Yeah. We'll talk about that tonight, Chris, and how much wacky they've been smoking. Not to give us a few decisions our way. But this was the team tonight.
Well, that yellow card was a joke.
Yeah. This is the team tonight. We've got Luis and Go, Romero, Dyer, Longley, Emerson, Perisic, Bentancur, Højbjerg, Son, Richarlison, and Kane. The same team that lost to Arsenal. Ellie, as a lady, I'll let you go first. Give your players out for that team, please.
Yeah, what do you want me to mark them?
Yeah, mark the whole team, yeah.
Okay, so I'll start with Lloris, obviously. I'll give him a 7 because he didn't do much wrong. His kicking was a little bit better, and he did a nice save. I'll give him a 7. Romero, I'll give an 8 because he was back to his old self today. I thought he challenged really well. You know, he made sure that they knew he was there. He's passing, he joined up with the attack and the midfield as well, which I liked. So I'll give him an 8. Dyer, I'll give him a 6. He didn't do much wrong, but I can't give him a 7. Nah. I never give Dyer a high score anyway. Longley, I'll give him a 7. Did quite a few good passes, got caught out a few times. He had to pull the player back, so he took one for the team, so I'll give him a 7. Emerson, I'll give him a 6 because his passing wasn't quite on point and he let the player get in behind him when he should have stepped up, so give him a 6. Perisic, I'll give him a 6 as well. He didn't do much wrong, but he didn't really affect the game again. didn't get really into the game. So, yeah, 6 is fair. Bentancur, I'll give a 7. Yeah, he didn't do much wrong again. He was okay. He was neat and tidy. Didn't give the ball away too many times. Done some nice passes. Yeah, 7's fair. Højbjerg, I'm going to give an 8 to, because he was a lot better. And I like
Just
that
for that
little step
pirouette.
over he did. Bit of skillful step over. Fantastic. And he got stuck in when he had to. You know, he helped out the defence as well, which I liked. So I'll give him an 8. Son, it's a hard one with Son because he didn't play that badly, but he was in and out of the game. He tried to link up well. I'll give him a 6. I can't give him a 7 because if he'd scored, yeah, but no, I'm going to give him a 6 because his general play was okay, but it wasn't anything to write home about. Richarlison, I'll give him a 5 because everything was bouncing off him and he weren't even holding the ball up for us. And he was just doing a bit of shithousery, which was uncalled for. When you do shithousery, do it at the right time. Kane, I'll give him it's another one. It's a hard one, but I'll give him a 7 because he did try. He got into some really nice pockets of space, picked up the ball well. His final ball wasn't up to point. So, yeah, but he did try hard, so I'll give him a 7. There you go. That's the end of me.
And you, Shimmy?
A lot of them I agree with Ellie on Lloris 7 because he did make that save, but his kicking was terrible. So that's a lucky 7. Romero 8. He was doing some good classic Romero challenges. Dyer, like Ellie said, 6. He didn't do much too wrong, but he didn't do like anything too amazing or anything. So 6, and Longley probably a 7. Perisic I wasn't too impressed with. I'd probably give him like a 4.55. He did lose the ball a few times, but he also did put a good cross in, which someone should have got on the end of that cross when he dinked it into the box. Someone definitely should have got on the end of that because it was set up nicely and everything. Emerson 5. Bentancur probably a 7. Højbjerg probably the same, 7, 8. Son probably a 4. Kane probably a 5, Richarlison 3 because I don't like the diving. Every time he dives as well, it looks like he's just trying to injure himself as well. And it's like, just get up and get on with the game. You're just wasting your own time.
And
Richarlison, the worst player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And you, Chris?
For me, Loris a 7. But what I would have given him a bit more because he did actually play quite well tonight, but his kicking was woeful again. He had that clang with Romero, which almost cost us. But Romero, back to his usual self, an 8. Dyer a 6, 6.5. I'll be generous with Dyer tonight, 6.5. Longley a 7. Emerson didn't do a lot wrong, 7. Perisic lost the ball a few times. I'll give him a 6 based on that. Bentancur and Højbjerg both get 8 from me because they both were really good tonight. Son's tricky because he, for me, Son maybe a 5. Richarlison a 4. He was just woeful. Can't control the ball, falling over every 5 minutes. No need for it. Kane 6.
Yeah.
And I have to say, Gil when he came on a 3 because this guy cannot stand up for more than a minute.
Yeah, well, I have got the subs there. We will be getting on to them in a minute. Philip, do you want to give your thoughts, your ratings, what you saw?
I didn't see enough of it to give any ratings, Dermot. So, but I'm fascinated to know what substitutions he made tonight.
Okay, well, they are coming up. For me, I give Lloris a 7. I would give Romero a 7. I would give Dyer a 6. I'd give Longley a 6 as well. Emerson, I'll give him a 7. I thought Emerson was okay tonight. He kept bombing forwards. Tried to put right, I think, what he did wrong on Saturday, so I'll give him a 7. Perisic, I'll give a 6. Højbjerg, I'll give a 7. I thought he was trying his best. He was playing really well in midfield. Bentancur, I'll give a 6. Richarlison, I'll give a 5. Tried, but nothing really never come off for him. Kane, I'll give a 5 as well. He did try, but just nothing come off for him again. And Son, I'll give a 4 or 5. don't know what's wrong with Son at the moment. He's not firing on all cylinders for whatever reason. If it's for a lag from last season or whatever, I just don't. I give him a 5. I think being generous, but the front 3 were very, very wasteful tonight, I have to say.
Yeah.
And also then the subs for you then, Philip, Segi come on for Longley in the 71st minute. Davis come on for Perisic on the 78th minute, and Brian Hill came on for Richarlison on the 80th minute. So there was the subs tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know Hill might have torn up any trees. I'm glad to see him get time on the pitch.
Yeah, I thought he was trying. That's all you can say about Hill tonight. He tried. Ellie, I mean, what would you give the subs?
Well, with Hill, right, in his defence, he was falling over a lot and he was getting muscled off the ball, but he did one brilliant bit of skill that it got me off my feet. I thought, yes, at last. We see, because he has got that in his locker. Yeah, but he's too lightweight, so they can knock him off the ball. So he needs to bulk up. We've been saying this since we signed him. You know, he needs to put a bit of meat on. He's not eating the right food, obviously. But Ben Davies, he didn't do much wrong. Done one good pass to Kane, as he usually does. Sessegnon, I thought, was the brighter spark. Came on, created a bit. You know, he mistimed one of the passes that came over and he handballed it, unfortunately. But he did a really good cross to Sonny. But Sonny, it wasn't Sonny's day, so he didn't finish it. So plus they defended it well. They knew he was the danger. Yeah. And Dicko is very impressive. I like him. Yeah.
What was the referee like?
We got.
He was all right.
Big up Hasper in
yes,
the chat.
Harry Hasper.
Shamu, I mean, we bring up the team again. I mean, is there any players there you thought, yeah, they made a difference from Saturday?
I think all of them kind of definitely made a difference from Saturday, because it's hard not to. They were just that stale up front and stuff. It's just up front, really. We made the chances. It's just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net one of those days. Like I got in my name, Miss Chances FC. It's just one of those days. I wouldn't mind seeing Perisic being pushed up to the left wing and then bring Sessegnon and left wing back and then having them both work together, because they obviously work together in training, and Perisic they would communicate well together, I think, because they train, in the same position and stuff, so they'll be able to communicate well and get up and down there. And it provides a different option, because Perisic is there all the time for Croatia and he does really well. So I don't see why you wouldn't not want to try that, especially against maybe a lower team if we're playing one of the cup games or something, just to see how he goes, because he always tears it up for Croatia when he plays on the left wing.
Ellie, I've just got to pop off for 1 minute and leave you in charge. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
I've got to give the ref a -20 for the rating. I think he left his yellow cards at home.
Yeah, he did. I mean, the one he gave to Højbjerg in particular, because he just sort of put his arm out and caught the man's face. He didn't. That's what you naturally do to fend off your opponent, don't you?
He was just caressing his cheek.
He's giving him a yellow card.
He was caressing his cheek, if anything.
Yeah. I just thought
Ellie's jealous
some of his decisions were a bit
he got
dodgy.
that treatment from Højbjerg. Some people would kill to be in that position.
Yeah, and then they were calling for handball against Højbjerg, weren't they? But that was nowhere handball.
Four
it just
different
hit his
angles
elbow.
of it. Yeah, it was by his side, and they showed how many different angles of it. It's like after the first one, you can see that it's not so. Why the hell do you need to play 4 different angles of the same handball, which isn't a handball?
Do you know what I was most impressed with is our pressing, because against Arsenal we just let them have the ball, didn't we? We just let them come at us.
Yeah,
we never hardly pressed them. Yeah,
the first 3
more.
minutes was really good. The first 10 minutes or so, we looked like we were going to score. It looked like it was coming.
Yeah, unfortunately, we just didn't have our shooting boots on. It's like every chance we had, it was just like 2 or 3
Blocked
inches
or
past
wide.
the post, or it was
Yeah.
blocked. You know,
Or someone
it's
was
just
like
very,
half a step slow.
yeah. And like some of the passing was just a little bit woeful again, you know, in that
Yep.
final third.
Yep.
Yeah, even when
FC,
Kane picked it
nothing
up.
up top.
Yeah, but I thought our midfield done very well, and I
Yeah,
thought
definitely.
the wing, Emerson and Perisic done well offensively. They got the ball forward quite a lot, and our defence weren't really troubled a lot. That only when Emerson fell asleep and they got that chance.
That happens every
Luckily,
game,
he
though.
muffed it,
Everson
didn't
always
he?
falls asleep.
Yeah, he does.
I think he must have turned the power on his $1 million chamber last week before the Arsenal game. He sat in it and probably didn't turn the power on.
Yeah,
And it's finally working.
Good thing is one thing he's good at is drawing the foul, because he's got limitations, hasn't he? So he does draw the foul very well. He
he's got
wins
nice
quite
big
a lot
long
of fouls
legs
for us.
He's nice and lanky, so he can draw a good foul.
Yeah, but I thought we transitioned the ball a lot better, a lot crisper.
Yeah,
it was just that final ball.
Just that final ball, Just the final ball, or that final leg out to stick it in.
Yeah.
Son should have scored that chance, though. 300%. If that goes in, it's a different game.
He would have
and we'll
buried
all be
that
saying,
at White Hart Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would have buried that at White Hart Lane, because, I don't know, maybe, when you're away from home and you've got the hostility of the fans.
Yeah, that crowd was awesome. That crowd the whole game was awesome. Puts ours to shame.
For it as well.
Respect.
Did you see
So
they kept on flashing on that young girl?
Yeah.
And she was going, boo. Oh, no. But I thought we did play quite well overall. It wasn't a brilliant performance, but it was a much better performance than Arsenal.
Yeah, definitely. So, they looked like they had something to prove.
Who would you say was your man of the match?
Probably you have to be one of the midfielders. Yeah. You could take your pick there. They were both just as good as each other, really. Those two or Romero. Or Romero.
Yeah, I thought so as well. I thought he's back to his normal self. Yeah. I think
one of those.
You just
take
aggressive.
Your pick out of those three. We'll just go Boybeer, because otherwise I'll get in trouble.
But the two players you wanted to play well, they had stinkers again, really, in comparison to what they know. We know how they can perform. Son and Kane.
Yeah, exactly.
They just weren't at it, were they? Everything they did didn't really come off.
The one thing Kane did do well, Son missed, that flick that he put Son through, which he missed. That was a nice little flick to set him in on goal.
Yeah,
Son put it wide. That was like the one, one of his good little flicks. Richarlison was just looking like a £6 million player, not a £60 million player.
Yeah. So, Philip, are you still there?
Come here, lad. I'm going into a black area now. Or no service. I'm going to sign off now.
After April.
No, I'm on a bit of road here. There's very poor internet, so it's going to go drop any second. So, listen, I'll talk to you soon, lad. I mean, listen, all I can say about today is a good performance to bring us into Brighton on Saturday. It'll give them a bit more confidence, you know.
Especially with the
that's going to be a tough one, isn't it?
Good.
Yeah, well, we won there last year 2-0, but they've improved this season, and they've got a new manager as well. So we've got to go there, make sure that we get our heads down like we did tonight on the front foot from straight off, because Brighton can dominate possession. We know they can. So
Anyway, lads, listen, I'll see you soon. Anyway.
Yeah. What do you think, Shamu? What do you think our chances are against Brighton?
I hope that Lloris doesn't get PTSD, because that's where he broke his arm. So hopefully he doesn't do a clanger.
That's
if he does do a clanger, I'm blaming that. I'm blaming PTSD.
Yeah, I think with Brighton, when we played them at White Hart Lane, I would actually play Basuma in that one, because he's got a point to prove. Yeah, he knows, and he's played at that ground so many times, so he's familiar with it, and also he'll want to prove a point to Conte to put him in the midfield
because he never plays.
I know.
Really weird.
And when you think about it, Shamu, right, we haven't played the 3-5-2 apart from the second half, not even the whole of the second half, but it was really effective, and we scored so many goals. We
was
scored
just
4 goals in that second half. So it does work.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was against a poor team, but you just if something isn't working, you need to have something which you can change to, which might disrupt the other team.
Yeah,
And
like a
he
plan
just doesn't
B.
do that. He just exactly. He just doesn't. He sticks to that same formation, and even if it's towards the end, like he does with Leicester, he changed it then when we were miles up. Even when we were winning games, he would still resist to changing to that. He needs to try it then, and then give Basuma more time to play in that, because it's hard going to 3-5-2 when Basuma's only played there once for 20 minutes. So it's tough. He needs to try that formation out more, or like give it a bit more of a go than what he has.
Well, look, for me on the 3-5-2, look, he was trying to prove a point tonight, I think, about playing 3-4-3. It does work when it does work. It does work well. I think because it was against Arsenal, I think that's where you got the reaction from on Saturday. I think I would love them to go 3-5-2. I think we're a better team at 3-5-2. I think we're a better strike force at 3-5-2. I said last night on Dave's channel, you play 3-5-2, you play Kulu behind the front two, and you have him and Son just alternating, or him and Kane. Give Son a free roll. Let him go where Son wants to go. And I think then you will find Kane will drop off, Kulu and Sonny would then break on, and then with the carries passing, he'll pick up either one. But I don't know what you think, Chris. What's your thoughts on the formation on 3-4-3 and 3-5-2?
Conte.
That was quick.
He's just dropped off. It's unfortunate. He said Conte. I think he was saying Conte is going to be stubborn.
Yeah. I mean, Ellie,
I think he was going to say
the
Conte
thing is,
it's
it's tried and tested.
That's what he was going to say.
It's a tried and tested formula with him. So he doesn't want to really change because it's worked for him and he's been a winner with it so many times. So it's hard to.
Ellie. He's won trophies.
Yeah, he's won trophies. But the thing is, I don't think he likes the 3-5-2. He feels that we're better with the 3-4-3, in his opinion. But from a fan's perspective, when I saw that second half against Leicester, it was so exciting to watch, with Basuma controlling the midfield. He was linking up so well. We got the ball forward to the front two really quickly, and we smashed in 4 goals. So it does work, but I just think he's been a bit stubborn. Maybe he'll come round to it, If we start losing with the 3-4-3 in the league, he might soon change his mind.
Yeah, that's it. Chris?
Bloody signal to apologise for that.
Right.
That's all right.
Conte, and we were thinking Hitman had taken you away because you said Conte's name. That's what we were feeling.
Yeah.
Conte's trying to prove a point. That's what he's doing. Conte's trying to prove a point that a 3-4-3 can work, but it worked tonight. But whether it works against Brighton, who knows? But I would still prefer the 3-5-2 formation. That's a better, because Richarlison proved tonight he can't handle the pressure, mate. It'll be in the Tottenham.
Don't you think so?
No, I don't think so.
I just think his control is bad. He can't control the ball,
He needs to
Chris.
stop diving as well. He's diving, so just when you're not winning, it's just like
we've got two of the worst things. We've got a goalkeeper who can't kick the ball in a straight line, and a striker who can't control the ball.
I know. If I was on that coaching pitch, I'd teach him.
Yeah.
But Højbjerg down the wing.
While we're talking about players who can't control and can't kick and can't run, can't pass, I should say, not pass. This is I thought this is actually Emerson's one of his best performances for Spurs.
He played all right.
Yeah,
he played all right. Didn't do much wrong.
Was this his best performance for Tottenham in the Tottenham shirt?
I would say the Liverpool game was better when we played Liverpool away. He played really well that game. I remember it very well because when everybody was slating him, and I remember they put him in, and everybody was saying, "Oh my God, we're playing Emerson against Liverpool," and he done really well. he was roaming all around the pitch, and he was linking up really well with Højbjerg and Bentancur. It was a really good game, but he didn't play that. He played okay today. You know, he done his job. He did one duff pass that I saw when he left it short for Højbjerg, and that was it. All the rest of the passes, he kept it nice and simple. He does what Conte tells him to do.
Did you see that pass from Dyer to Højbjerg to Emerson at the start of the game? When he passed that long diagonal ball, Dyer. What a ball it was from Dyer.
Yeah, that's it.
He took it on the volley. I think he was. If he had let it come down and pass it, sorry, I was just taking a drink there. If he just let it come down and then take it, he took it on the volley. He didn't really have time to control it. Shimon, Emerson's been very divisive through the fan base. You know, one day he's good, next day he's bad. Got sent off Saturday. Do you think Emerson? How can I put this? Do you think Emerson can ever win some of the fan base over, or do you think it's always going to be the same with Emerson?
Only Emerson has the answer to that question, I think. It's down to him because he's got the tools, he's got the athleticism, but he just, you know, at times he's just so frustrating. He's got no end product, and we paid so much money for him as well. That's just even worse, like $25 dues, $25 million dues. That's ridiculous.
It is. And Chris, I mean, Emerson has his critics, but I thought he played well tonight. He got a few crosses in, which I never thought Emerson could cross a ball, but he proves that he can. He proves that he can run in the straight line without falling.
Yeah, but Dermot, it's all very well saying that he can do it, but it's not every 6 matches that he needs to do it. He needs to do it every single game.
Yeah, I agree with you.
See, I like the guy. He's a character, but he's just useless, really, if you think about it. Today, yeah, he had an all right game today. No, he didn't do nothing special. He could have scored. Now, if he would have scored that volley, I think everybody's opinion of him would have been different. But it's Emerson.
Emerson Carlos, it would have been.
Yeah. But all jokes aside, with Emerson, he's not good enough now. We need somebody better than him. But we're just gonna have to persevere with him, aren't we? So Conte seems to like him, so there must be a reason.
I think there must be a reason, but I am going into the right wing back, and Ellie, I'm going to love your thoughts on this now. JC very quickly said, at least Sergio Aurier could cross a ball. Yeah, but he also gave away a lot of penalties, to be fair, and he walked out.
Yes, the thing is, he was a liability.
And he punched a copper in the face.
Like against Man City in the League Cup final, when you just want him to hold the player and he goes and fouls him and then they score.
But anyway,
there's so many mistakes Aurier made.
Walks off at half time in Liverpool and walks out the stadium like I don't care. Yeah.
Look, Ellie, we've got the game Saturday against Brighton. Emerson sadly is missing. You know, to any Emerson fans out there, it must be devastated to have him not playing. But look, there is 2 parts to this question, and I will get on to the. I'll get on to it now. The quotes from Conte on Doherty. Now, I'll just read them out very quickly. That he was asked about Doherty. He says, "The fans is the fans. I understand they can think everything, but I see every day what happens during the training session. I try to do my best for the team, but if they trust me, then they trust me. But the choices are mine. If I decide to pick one player, it's maybe because if I decide not to pick, if I didn't decide to pick one player, it's maybe because he's not ready. Also, Doherty last season played every game. Now I'm not seeing him in the right way to start the game. I am not stupid. I don't want to lose. I try to put the best team to pick the best team." And then he ends with, "If they trust me, it's okay. If they don't trust me, then I'm the coach and I need to take the best decision for Tottenham." Look, we all know we need another right wing back, Ellie. But surely to God, it is time to play Spence. Doesn't that prove he doesn't trust Doherty?
Yeah, it
Sorry.
does. So I would say that is leading to him playing Spence because he hasn't got any other choice, has he? Because when you think of it, if he sees, he's saying he sees Doherty and he's not of the fitness and of the like the strength that he had last year in terms of his bombing up and down the wing. So he sees that in training. So hopefully we're going to see Spence because I want to see him. I don't care. I don't care if he thinks he's not ready or not. I think
Give him
you
half
have to
an
give him
hour.
a chance. You have to give him a chance because now he can't play Emerson. He's saying Doherty's not there. So play Spence and give him a chance. And that boy will take it with both hands. He will, because he'll want to impress his coach. And he hasn't had a look in, has he? It might be that he's telling the club something that it wasn't his choice. Maybe that he's been a bit stubborn, Conte.
I don't believe
I
that.
don't know. I can't get into his mind, but all I can say is that if he doesn't play Spence in this game and he plays Doherty, what does that tell Spence? That you're playing a half fit Doherty ahead of me?
Yeah, well, I don't.
It's going to dent his confidence.
Yeah, I don't believe all this narrative that it was a Levy signing to a Conte signing. I believe that any signing that comes into that club, it's got to get the okay from either Paratici or Conte.
Yeah, true, but he's already said, Dermot, that he's not ready.
Yeah, well, maybe he
hasn't
doesn't.
He's
ready for the
he
Premier
doesn't
League.
see him as ready to play in the Premiership. But what gives him the right to say Doherty's better than him?
He's not saying that, Ellie, but it's just that he sees he's a world-class manager. He thinks he's either too eager or too green to play in the Premier League. And he doesn't want to put him into a situation where he plays Spence, he has a bad game, and it dents his confidence.
Yeah, but you have to give the boy a chance.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
I understand you've got to give the boy a chance. But if you've got Emerson starting every game, so two Emerson lights got suspended now. We may see Doherty for one game. We may see Spence for another game.
I don't think so. I don't think that'll happen at all. I believe what's going to happen is...
Do you think he's going to play Doherty?
No, it's not. He's going to play Perisic on the right and you'll play Cess on the left. He's not going to swallow his pride and play Spence. He's not going to swallow his pride and play Spence. He's going to play Perisic on the right and Cess on the left. That's the only other option he's got apart from Doherty.
Yeah, he did that against Leicester, but it didn't work. It didn't work, but maybe he'll give it another try.
Ellie, we know the 3-4-3 doesn't work necessarily, but he still tries it every game.
Yeah.
So who's to say that he ain't going to do exactly the same again and plays Perisic?
I mean, we've got a question here from Mr. EE, big up, sir. And he says, THFC Tilada. And I'll ask you the same question as well, Ellie. So I'll come to you in this as well as Shamu and Chris. He says, Territory Dermot should have played Spence tonight. Do you agree that Brian Hill looked very promising? Look, I agree with you. I agree with you that Spence probably should have been given at least 20 minutes tonight or half an hour. For me, Brian Hill, I thought he did quite well when he came on, but he kept falling over. I agree with Ellie. He needs bulking up. I really, really do agree with you on that, Ellie.
Yeah.
But it's great to see him get his chance. And I think he did that one move, as you said, and it got me out of my seat as well, I have to say.
Yeah.
It was like you just had 2 seconds of what Brian Hill was all about. And you see the free kicks he's been taking in training. All of them, top corner. This lad's got an awful lot of talent. I think we're going to have something special with him. Ellie, what do you say to Mr. EE with what he says?
Like I said before.
Sorry, go on then. Sorry.
Should have played Jed tonight. Do you agree that Brian Hill looked very promising? Yeah, I do agree that he looked very promising. That obviously he got into positions because his movement is really good and he's a very clever player. That's what he doesn't get credit for. I was a midfielder And I was very small, right? But I was probably stronger than him actually. But in his defence, right, he gets into those positions. He takes up really promising positions. And that move that he did that got me off my seat was fantastic skill. So the boy's got it in him and he is promising. He just needs a little bit more strength, bodybuilding strength, to get his legs stronger, to get his upper body stronger. Because he looks like a young boy on the pitch compared to the other players. So he hasn't got the physicality yet.
Yeah, Ellie, where would you play him? Would you play him as a cam or would you play him on the left side?
I like him as a cam because on the left wing you get really marked a lot. Whereas in midfield you can pick the ball up and there's more space and he can exploit and run because he's fast. Yeah, and he can beat a man. Right, so I'd like to see him like in that Madison role, you know. If when Kulu's fit, I'd like to see him there more than Brian Hill. But if we can play him in that position, I think he can pick up beautiful pockets of space and he can lay a good ball on as well, you know, because he's got it in him because he's got that winger instinct. So yeah, I think he showed a lot of promise. Disappointing not to see Spence as well, you know, but we've got to trust Conte. He sees them in training, like you said, Dermot, and you know he's made the decision not to play him. So we've got to go along with it.
I mean, Chris, very quickly, Chris, will come to you. Shamu, Lisa wants to know what's the name of your cat.
Bon.
Bon.
B-O-N.
He is the channel's. He is the channel mascot, isn't he?
I've got my cat as well here. Look, see.
Well,
Come on, Iggy. This is a cat show. Come on, Iggy. Don't be shy. He's so shy.
What have you called your cat?
There you go.
We should put our cats up top, Ellie, for Spurs. Maybe they'll score.
Yeah, they'll score a few.
Did you call your cat Iggy? Ellie has frozen. Chris.
No, I haven't frozen. I'm still here.
All right. Did you call your cat Iggy? Iggy.
Iggy.
Yeah. Iggy be very proud that you called his cat after him. Do you know that?
Oh, no. It's actually my daughter's called the cat after Iggy Azalea, just to not disappoint Iggy.
Yeah. Chris, what do you think of Mr. EE's comment here about Brian Hill and I'm doing that. Should have played Spence tonight. And do you agree that Hill looks very promising? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, we know what Conte's decision was with Spence, so there's no point arguing with that. It's one of those things where he ain't gonna get played, so there's no point talking about him really. But he does deserve a chance, but he'll probably get in the cup games. Hill, poor Brian Hill. If he was to play in the Premiership right now, he'll get bullied. He's not strong enough. He gets manhandled off the ball too easily. So, to be fair to him, I think he needs to be bulked up a little bit. Maybe he needs to go training with maybe one of the other stronger players, like maybe taking training with Forster.
Yeah, I mean,
to be honest with you, because he's got a bad load of skill, and we've seen what he can do from free kicks. But he's so easily to take off the ball. He gets bullied like he's like a little kid. He needs to bulk himself up, and you need that in the Premiership. You need to have that strength in the Premiership to survive.
And you, Shamu, what's your thoughts on Brian Hill? And do you think Spence should have played tonight?
He's not strong enough, but he's got good tick. But he needs to hit the gym or drink some goat's milk or something, make himself stronger. Put some lead in his hair or something.
Ellie, look, we got Brighton on Saturday. So, you know, we've got Brighton Saturday, right? You're Conte. You're with your assistant managers. You're with the coaches. You're doing your 11, right? And I'm putting all the three of you in Conte's shoes now. Okay, so this going to each other. Start with you, Ellie. You're Conte. You're picking the team for Saturday. Who do you play at right back, and why? Ellie, we can't hear you.
You're on mute, El.
You're on mute, Ellie. Ellie can't hear you.
Ellie, just do some sign language. It'll be better for you.
Oh, Ellie's gone. Right, I'll go to you, Shamu. You're Antonio Conte. You're picking the team. You're talking to your assistants and your coaches. Who do you pick? Who would you pick on Saturday and why?
He'd probably play Doherty, but wouldn't shock me if he just ends up playing Perisic at right wing back again. Just sticks with the same team.
Yeah,
and just switches them sides because he's done that before.
Yeah, that's all true. That's also true. Ellie, can you hear us?
I don't think he's shut. I don't think so. Don't I?
Ellie, we can't hear you. No, she's gone again. Chris, you're Conte. Who do you pick on Saturday, and what reason would you give for picking that player?
I would love to see Spence start, but realistically, that's not happening. So you're looking. I think it'll be Perisic who plays on the right wing back. One, because he doesn't think Doherty's fit enough, and two, he doesn't trust him evidently from what his comments were. But I would love to see Spence, but that ain't happening.
No. Look. From my own point of view, I hope Spence will get a shout, but I don't think he will. I agree with what you guys are saying there. He'll play Perisic on the right, Sexy on the left, do what he did against Leicester. Or he may play Doherty, but from his comments there, Chris, about Doherty, he doesn't really trust him, does he?
No, not at all. Well, when he's saying I don't want to lose a game if I play Doherty, that says a lot about the player, doesn't it? So
yeah.
I think the only option he has got to do is either give Spence that chance or he's going to use Perisic. But we know more likely it's going to be Perisic on the right wing.
Yeah. I agree. And you, Shamu, do you think he will just do Perisic on the right and Segi on the left, or do you think
it wouldn't surprise me if he does that?
Or do you think he'll surprise us all and play Spence there?
I hope so. I hope you play Spence. I wouldn't mind seeing Spence, even if it's only for 60 minutes. Give him a chance.
He doesn't really trust Doherty, does he? But what he was saying.
Yeah. He needs to listen to the Beatles song, give Peace a chance, but give Doherty a chance or give Spence a chance.
Well,
I think Doherty's chance is well and truly gone with Conte. From the words he used, that I want to win games, I don't want to lose. I think that says it all, doesn't it, really? So I think that's Doherty's chance out the window.
Mystery, he says here, Spence and Brian Hill should start featuring plain and simple. I think it's true. I think they need to start bringing these younger players in. I think if you give Hill more time in the pitch of the coming on, you might see a different Hill, in my point of view. But maybe I'm wrong on that. Chris, look, we've played 3-4-3 for the last two games. Do you still want him to change to 3-5-2? Are you prepared to give him a chance after tonight's performance?
It's difficult. I would prefer the 3-5-2 because Richarlison really didn't affect the game, did he? So
no.
I'd rather take Richarlison out and keep saying Son and Kane up the front and bring Basuma in or Kulu if he was fit.
Yeah.
I would actually start Basuma ahead of Richarlison and put him in the midfield. But we know that's not going to happen. It's going to be a 3-4-3 on Saturday, and it's going to be Son, Kane, and Richarlison up front again because Kulu's still not fit. But we would love to see the 3-5-2, but we know really that's not going to happen.
No. And is this Ellie coming into action? Still can't hear you. I think because you're logged in twice, Ellie. That's why you got here. You need to log yourself, the old one, out for you to come in. Because you're logged in twice, Ellie. And you, Shamu, is it time for Conte to play 3-5-2?
He's got to at least try it in games, like more often.
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame him if he's just going to, not start with it. He needs to try it out more, but he's just not doing it. Or he needs to at least be put in a situation where he can go to 3-5-2 and be up in the scoreline and, stuff like that.
No, I agree with you 100%. Ellie's just gone again. Look. Oh, that's it. She took herself out. She was logged in twice. Good. She's seen that. Chris, is it time for him to play 3-5-2, or do you think this 3? He's won trophies with 3-4-3. He's done it at Chelsea. He's done it at Juventus.
Yeah, but he's had the players to do it though. He's had the players at those clubs.
That was what I was going to say, Chris. Is it?
It's the players he's got. You've got wing backs that very rarely can put a decent cross in. Right, you've got Emerson who's on the right wing, whose ball playing capabilities are atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Perisic and Sessegnon, which are hit and miss on the left. So it's difficult to say that it's better for him to play the 3-4-3. So I reckon I think he does need to play the 3-5-2 a lot more than he does the 3-4-3. But Conte is the coach; he knows best.
Yeah, we've got Ellie. Can you hear us?
Yeah, and I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah.
We can.
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you.
Twice you had to log out. That's
well done.
Right, Ellie. Well, I'll go back to you. Got a couple of questions that where I was asking the lads there. I'll go this one. Right, you're on.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm gonna have to jump off. I'm getting tired now.
Yeah,
and I'm hungry.
Okay, Chris.
Thanks for getting on, Chris. And
Yeah.
listen,
Greek man's got to eat, isn't it?
Yeah. This Greek man's got his kebab waiting for him, so he needs to go and eat.
You go and eat, sir. And thank you for popping on. And we'll see you
Thank
very
you,
soon.
Chris.
See you like this.
See ya.
Yes, Chris. Big up, Chris.
Yeah,
Andy, you're Antonio Conte. You're talking to your assistant manager.
Yeah.
You've got your coaches there. You've got, Emerson suspended, and you've got Doherty or Spence. What do you do?
I agree with Shamu. He's gonna put Perisic as right wing back because he doesn't think Spence is ready. So if he hasn't played him up to now, what makes us think that he's going to play him against Brighton, which is quite a crucial game because they're just behind us with a game in hand. So it's one that he doesn't want to lose, and he's going to put experience there over youth, isn't he? So I don't see much hope in him playing Spence, and he'll play Cess on the left. So yeah, I just think that's the way he's going to go. And if it's not working, he might switch it up and do the 3-5-2. You never know.
Well,
let's wait and see.
This is the team you play tonight, Ellie. What changes would you make now? I mean, we know Emerson's not playing, so we know he's out. So who do you play? So you're saying playing Perisic on the right, Segi on the left.
Yeah, and he'll keep the Bentancur and Højbjerg in the middle, and I think he might just play. He might play Basuma in there, and then just play Son and Kane up front and leave Richarlison on the bench.
So you're talking about playing the 3-5-2 on Saturday?
Yeah, I think he will, because Brighton are very good at keeping the ball. They're very good in transition of their play. I think he'll put Basuma in to help Bentancur and Højbjerg and just play Kane and Son up top. I think Richarlison just got in the way a lot, and he was just falling over himself, and he just didn't have a good game. And I think Son and Kane will work better against Brighton up top on their own, because sometimes these two, they were so used to playing together anyway without another third striker. Is because Kulu, he usually plays on the wing anyway, whereas Richarlison, he plays more as a number 9. So I don't think Kulu's going to be fit for that one, is he? So he's out of the question. So I think, put Basuma in and play a 3-5-2.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's what I'd love to see.
I do. Yeah. And Shamu, what's your thoughts on Saturday?
Win.
Win. Do you want a score prediction for Saturday?
I'll give it to you closer to the time. Have you got a score prediction? He said 2-2.
2-2.
2-2. Oh,
and you, Ellie, score prediction? Well, look, we'll be doing that.
We're gonna win.
We will be doing a pre-match for that on Friday for the.
Your cat's beautiful.
But Ellie, Shamu, thank you. This is a very short post-match show tonight.
Brilliant. Yeah.
We're not doing it very long because it is late. We just wanted to get an instant reaction to what we thought the game.
Yeah.
Look, for me, a point away from home is always good, especially in Europe. Look, there's a lot of disappointment.
It is.
but we're still in the group. We're on the same points as Frankfurt.
Eintracht Frankfurt. But we're ahead of them on goal difference.
Yeah, but if we win our 2 home games, I think if we beat them next week at home, I think we'll be in the commanding. We'll be in a really good place to get out of this group. Look,
Cat's beautiful.
So coming up, Ellie, we've got the Mickey Hazard show. We think tomorrow. We'll know more tomorrow.
Hopefully, we'll keep our fingers crossed.
And then on Thursday, no show Thursday. Friday, then we are doing the classic game. We're doing the 84 UEFA Cup final from start to finish. We'll go on at 8. We're going to do the whole game, and we'll talk about that match in the 80s, what it was like. And just basically talk about football in the 80s, and also we'll talk a little bit about the Brighton game the next day. There will be a watch along for the Brighton game, I think, on Saturday, and then Sunday we're back with a post-match show for the Brighton game, and then we'll start all again for the build-up to the Frankfurt game on Tuesday, I think it is, or next Wednesday. But tomorrow it's the Mickey Hazard special, so please everyone tune in for that and get your questions in, and then we'll try to get them up at the end of the show. But as the news waves goodbye, as Ellie, we've got a couple more comments here before we go. Missy Weavy says, I'd like to see more of Basuma, Jed Spence, and without doubt Brian Hill. That looked classic. Yeah, it did. I really thought he played well, but look, he needs more games to improve. But look, it'd be great to see them, and I hope we do. Lisa, nice show, guys. Thanks. Big up, Lisa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lisa.
This EE says some of the Tottenham play tonight was proper yawn fest. Bentancur and Højbjerg did some good running. Emerson played well too, despite the critics, and Brian Hill looked fantastic in my opinion. Look, do you know what? I actually
some nice stuff. His movement, brilliant.
I do agree with you. He did that one move, and Ellie said it got her off her seat. It definitely got me off my seat.
And well. Angela went, yes.
Mr. EE says, I'd like to see more of Basuma. I would read that one. And then this one, why aren't we seeing more of Basuma? We denied Brighton his talents for keeping a seat warm. Ellie, just very quickly, why do you think
frustrating for him?
Yeah, why do you think we're not seeing more of Basuma?
The only thing I can think of is that Conte just doesn't think he's 100% fit yet, because he came to us injured. So maybe he's just easing him in, slowly. But I want to see him against Brighton, because that's his old team. Yeah. And notoriously, players who go back to their old clubs do well. So I just want to see him, because I love the way he links up play, and I like the way he drives us forward as well. Against Leicester, he was awesome as well. I mean, he was the big difference against Leicester. He came on and bossed that midfield. I like him as a player as well, and he's a good character to have in your team, So I want to see him play against Brighton. Do the 3-5-2. Come on, Conte. Listen to the Queen, Elly Højbjerg.
Yeah. Well, Ellie, you've got your new show starting up in a couple of days, haven't you?
Yeah.
I have. And do you want to talk about the charity stream we're going to do in the next week or so?
The charity is basically to support our Dermot as well, and everybody else who suffers from ADHD and autism, which, a lot of mental health problems, especially in lockdown. People had to cope. It's hard enough without being locked down to deal with that sort of mental health issues that affect so many people in this country, and it's so misunderstood as well. So we want to sort of raise money to even make one child or one adult's life different, give them some freedom. It's very important to us to support our community as well, because we've got lots of sufferers in our community that we can help. So a little bit of 12 hours of our time is not going to harm us, and it's doing it for a great cause. Yeah, and we know our Dermot. We want to support him as well, because he's been a trooper on this channel, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning doing thumbnails and preparing the shows. with his difficulties, and he's got a disabled wife as well, you know. So all hats off to our Dermot, and we want to do him proud by raising as much money as we can on this very special day. And it's coming up in the next couple of weeks, isn't it, Dermot?
It is. I've got a charity through a friend of mine who I know I'm going to contact tomorrow to get how we link them in, and then we'll put up a link that the money you will donate will go straight to them. It won't go to us. It'll go straight to the charity that we're using. They are properly government supported as well, so they've got the government thing as well. So it's all done properly. Look, thank you all very much for watching. We will be back
thank
tomorrow.
you very much from the Queen as well.
From myself, Ellie, and I do not want to know what's happening.
And the Moggy cat.
It's too disturbing to talk about at the moment.
Cat's been the star of the show.
The cat has been the star of the show.
Beautiful.
Get up. He's tucked in the corner. I can't get him up. There he is. Hey.
Yay.
On that
got lovely eyes. Really lovely blue eyes, isn't it?
Tottenham blue.
Yes. Tottenham blue.
Big up, Dermot. I'll definitely be tuning into that show. Well, we're gonna
Lovely.
do
Thanks, Lisa.
games. We're gonna do a quiz as well, aren't we, Ellie? I think Golden Games quizzes. We're gonna have a bit of fun. I think we're gonna have a bit of fun as well. And also, I think as from next week or the week after, I will be doing a FIFA 23 content on the channel. Can I take Tottenham to the promised land and beat Conte to win us our first trophy? So all that's to come on the channel. And thank you all very much for watching tonight. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
In Conte we trust.
In Conte we trust.